Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Rise 50 on Number 2 Real Estate channel. Today we're talking about Springleaf Residences, so without further ado, let's move. Residences, this is a copy and paste from Lentor Mansion. Everything is the same, floor plan, land, facilities, mainly is the same. Just the color scheme is different, it's brown in color. Okay, Springleaf Residences, 949 units, developed by Guccoland and Leong, one of the mega projects along District 26. So of course, this land is as huge as almost 350,000 square feet. One of the biggest land this year we have this year. Then of course, most importantly is that the price quantum is very attractive. My bedrooms range from 1 bedroom all the way to 5 bedrooms. We have a very interesting conserve building, Block 821, which hosts a few very unique floor plans. The 1-2 bedrooms in this conserve buildings are without balcony. Then we have a very beautiful 3-bedroom landscape, which we will address a bit more afterwards. But most importantly, is full condo facilities. I have 5 main swimming pools. I have almost like a soccer field lawn. I have a running track as well as a tennis court, my basketball court. On top of that, my sky terraces are presented 2 levels of each block as well. So personally, I feel it's a very, very good product. The response has been insane as well. Okay, so first question, ladies, Springleaf Showflat, you guys have just seen it just few days ago. How was it?
I liked it. I liked it. It's right up my alley. Like, as in the location. Yeah, the Showflat is very, very big. But when I went there, it was like the second day, so it was very, very packed also. So it's not that I could see everything as well. But I think that the good thing is that the developers actually created almost all the Showflat, the unit types available for everyone to see. So it gives them a very good idea of what to expect if they do purchase a unit. So I think that was a good thing that Guccoland did. But otherwise, yeah, it's my kind of project. It's a place that I want to stay in.
Okay, Amanda?
When I first entered, I thought that it was gigantic. Just looking at the model itself, you know, like there are a lot of developments where you went in there, you're like, oh, this is the pool, this is the main facility, that's about it. But for Springleaf, I think it really takes a while as agents for us to unpack for our clients. So my first thought was, wow, it's huge. Yes.
For me personally, I was shocked at the crowd because the crowd was a lot more, like it was comparable to projects like Promenade Peak, River Green. The sheer size of the Showflat is relatively bigger, but the crowd is insane. So even I was there on a Monday and a Friday during weekdays, the crowd was still insane, and it wasn't like the most convenient location where people can just casually walk in. You know, like for example, Parktown, the location of the Showflat is very strategic, so a lot of like passerby just casually come in. But for Springleaf, it's not. And then the crowd was still there, so I thought that the response was fantastic. Springleaf, they are also betting on this transformation in this area. What are your thoughts for this transformation?
Actually, I feel that this transformation, right, will not be as... I personally feel it's not as impactful as other transformations where they start into like a new township like Marina South, right? Or last time our Pongo or One North. I think it's very different because there's a lot of conservation sites into preserving our reservoirs and all that. So there's a lot of nature, a lot of wildlife in this area, which there is no way that the government can allow crazy transformations to happen if they do want to conserve this kind of things in Singapore, which is very rare also. So I think transformation-wise, impact not so big, but I think it's very rare for someone who enjoys greenery, that kind, to find a place like this from now on lah. So I wouldn't bang everything on saying, oh, there's going to be a crazy transformation that will help you to boost your pricing.
Amanda?
I feel that Springleaf is launched in a strategic time where most of the Lentor projects have already been launched. So when we talk about transformation, I think what Jay, you are trying to ask is also in terms of safety. Is it then safe for us to enter as buyers? Then I think with the backing of the performance of Lentor, it helps in giving buyers the confidence that this is probably a place that they can possibly consider.
I think in the grand scheme of things, when we look at the recently released master plan, a few things that's changed in the north area. Yishun, the Khatib MRT station as an Octo Place, has been moved for more residential. Our Orchid Country Club in Yishun has also been rearranged. Then of course, we have a lot more plots within Khatib Camp also being the location where we moved. just to cater to more residential. So we see that the north area is coming up a lot more residential, not specifically directing into Springleaf, but we know that as long as we are within this sector, there is a bit more transformation from the government. But I think I was speaking to Shani yesterday, and she was mentioning about the land parcel. Do you want to talk about the land parcel opposite?
So previously there was parcel A, parcel B, right? So parcel A couldn't be sold because it came with the condition that the developers had to build what's that called again? Service apartments. But honestly, it also don't make sense lah to have service apartments because there's really not much going on in that area now. But it's been since changed from the new GLS now. If you see in June 2025, that parcel now needs commercial. And if you look at the requirements, right, and you compare it with Lentor Modern, right, basically it's almost the same. So I think in due time we can expect a similar size more to Lentor Modern in Springleaf area. So I think that's a very exciting portion for this development because you will definitely benefit from it.
So pink zone for Lentor Modern, which is actually the same zoning as One Marina Garden. It's pink zone, which means level 1 commercial. But with that, there is a possibility where you can do higher levels of commercial, like Lentor Modern, but it is about 4 levels, 5 levels of commercial. So we know that it will be convenient as well. It will be convenient for the Springleaf buyers as well. So of course that would be something that I would lean towards to. Okay, so how do you all view Springleaf's price comparison in today's new launch market? Okay, so Springleaf, the pricing, some will start from below 2,000, 1,009 XX, and even 2,000 starting from. So we know that Gucco has always been very strategic in the way they price their products. Lentor mentioned, I remember previously it was like a 1.2 million for 2 bedrooms. Back then they were riding on this promo. And then as of right now, because of the proximity to the MRT station, I feel that when I compare to other projects like Hill Haven, Miss, when the PSFs are like 2.3, 2.4, if you can enter something at Springleaf, 2,000 PSF, even let's say 2,003, 2,004 PSF, which rivals Miss and Hill Haven, I still think that the location itself is a lot more central. And then it is, of course, near the MRT station. So I feel that the price comparison is justifiable, very justifiable. For Amanda?
For me, when I first saw the indicative prices, I thought that it was really very attractive. I mean, if we are looking at the macro aspect where we are comparing, Springleaf Residence as compared to all of the rest of the new launches in Singapore, right? I was just speaking to a client. I told him that, with 1.2 mil comfortable price range, you simply cannot get anything in the market nowadays, because even in the West, we are commanding at least a 1.3 mil, the Far West and the Far East, right? So, to me, when it comes to buying into, a price floor of the entire new launch market, it cannot get too bad. In the sense, in terms of exit lah. And it's not like you are buying into a location where Chinese we call 鸟不生蛋, right? Because for Springleaf Residence, you are buying into a location where you are located right beside the MRT. And on top of that, there are already infrastructure in place, amenities opposite surrounding are rows of shop houses of food. And then upcoming, you also have the commercial component that is located right beside the MRT. So I feel that it's a project that is very safe in terms of comparing with macro. And if we were to compare nearer with just Lentor area alone, just looking at the two-bedder, we can see that there's at least a price gap of about 200 over K. I don't know. I don't know if that helps in, as an investor, whether it helps in convincing you that it's really a safe buy. Yeah, and riding onto my last point, talking about price entry, another of my clients actually say, Amanda, Springleaf is very ulu lah. There's the elephant in the room, right? To be addressed. But I also told him that today you are an investor. Don't use your idea of things and then put it in your investment metrics, but instead look into the demand of Lentor. If we look into the demand of the Lentor, we know that 97% of the stocks are fully sold out. And if you are a logical investor, you should use that statistic to your favor. Yeah.
Charlene, price comparison in today's new launch market.
She said already. Honestly, it's the floor price. What else?
Yeah.
What else do you want?
Yeah, what else you want?
What else you want?
Yeah.
Because Canberra just launched about 1 weekend ago. And at that moment, some buyers just kind of held off for Springleaf. Right? So what do you think? Canberra versus Springleaf. Where would you put your money in?
Spring.
Springleaf.
I feel, but of course, people who really love Canberra, go for it. Because I think for certain units, they are still cheaper. But when I compare to what's happening in the area, the location of Springleaf compared to the location of Canberra, the proximity to MRT station, I think Springleaf actually wins quite a fair bit. Would we say it?
Yeah, because for Canberra, right, it's like at least a 10 minutes walk to the MRT, and then that's where all the other amenities are at. Right? But Springleaf, previously, people might think, oh, there is no shopping mall, there is nothing that's coming up. But we are 100 meters to the MRT. And then opposite us is a very nice row of shop houses that sells great food. And then now we know that Parcel A, in due time, will also have commercial shops. Right? So there is no reason for me to put my money in Canberra. If I can.
With that being said, we also support that Canberra is a good product. Canberra is also a good product because people who really love the north area, D27, of course, your family grew up there.
On stay.
Not that it's not good, and of course, Canberra also have a huge amount of HDB upgraders. But I'm just saying that Springleaf does kind of rivals Canberra slightly by a bit. Okay, but there is, I feel both is fine. But to me, I'll put my money perhaps towards Springleaf slightly by a bit.
You're Ghana from Canberra or not?
Will. The importance of that proximity towards Springleaf MRT, and then it is a Thomson East Coast line. How important is this compared to other new launches in the market?
I think a lot of people have been riding the wave of the Thomson East Coast line. And honestly, I also quite like that line because it's the one that gets us really quickly to town, right? All the way down to the East Coast side. So I can see why people are crazy over it because this line basically created a lot of access for a lot of places that were never meant to have MRT. Honestly, like our Mayor, Amber side, all those. Usually we used to say that because these are all private estates, it's never the government's first priority for them to have immediate access to public transportations or amenities, landed estates, all that, right? But now, because of Thomson East Coast Line, right, suddenly a lot of these private estates are benefiting from it, and they see a lot of price jump. Yeah, so I can understand why that there is this hype that's going on, and I would ride the hype as well.
Okay,
Yeah.
Amanda?
I have first-hand experience because I was at Orchard the other day, and then I had
Where
to.
else would you be?
What was I doing? I was working. Come on.
Yeah.
I was working, and I was just I parked my car there, and then I knew that Springleaf Showflat was really crowded, and there wasn't a place to park, so I got no choice but to take the MRT. And then I was honestly very impressed by how fast it took me from Orchard all the way to Springleaf Station itself, and how restful it is as compared to driving. Yeah, because driving then, actually MRT is even better. Yeah, in that sense. So I was thoroughly impressed with the Thomson East Coast line. I felt that if Springleaf Residences is located right beside an MRT line that is of another color, it might change things also.
That is true.
Yeah.
I also feel
If it's a red line versus a Thomson East Coast line, I think the value of the land becomes very different. Yeah.
So for me, like what they said everything already. Woodlands to Lentor to Orchard to even Changi Airport. And it crosses through every major lines in Singapore. So I thought that because it's Thomson East Coast Line, it's just a bit more premium.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, so how long did it take you?
I think less than half an hour.
That's good.
Yeah, so I just sat through and then I could do my work. Wow, amazing.
So I just want to touch a bit more. For example, my 904 square feet Showflat. Okay, so often 904 square feet. Most importantly is, of course, we know it's post harmonized lah. So of course we do a bit of math, which is around 1,000 or 990 square feet. But what Guccoland did is they can squeeze 3+ study in a 904 square feet, which makes it a lot more affordable. For example, the Showflat unit, there is a C3 unit. This C3 unit is 904 square feet. So a lot of people, they think 904, they think it's very small. But frankly speaking, because it's post harmonized, it's about actually 990 around so. But with a 990, 904 post harmonized, right, you can still squeeze in a 3+1, which is like a 3+ study with an enclosed kitchen. I thought that it was very well done. So because of this, the price quantum seems very attractive for the show flat. Even for my 2-bedroom. Now, what's rare about the 2-bed premium, the 2-bed 2-bath, is that my length of my living room, it is 3.1 meters. Which is, I haven't seen a 2-bedroom of the new launch market recently, this few years. That my length of a living room is 3.1 meters. It's something very rare. Most is like 2.8, even 2.6. This is 3.1. So I felt that the configuration of the floor plan this time for Guaco is a lot better. What do you think?
I mean, the 904, I don't have a problem with it. But I feel like some people may have a problem with the 786, where the kitchen is open concept for a 3-bedroom. Originally, when I think as a consumer, when I go in, I also be like, the kitchen a bit small. But then I took a look at how the Mayor Mansion's layout, for this exact layout, similar, how it performed in Mayor Mansion. Actually, I just saw like one of that profited about close to 500,000.
Wow. For a 786 square feet.
I mean, now this is post-harmonized. That one was pre-harmonized. But what Guaco did was that they actually put this layout as the sea-facing unit for the 3-bedroom.
For Mayor lah.
Correct. Then the enclosed one, it was
the
landed facing.
Yes, the landed facing, then had a proper one. And even so, for this layout, right, it did very, very well in the market. So I don't think consumers should be too worried about having open concept kitchen in
a 3-bedroom. Also dumbbell layout. This is also something in Treasures at Tampines, also profiting quite a bit. Amanda?
For me, when I first step into the show flat, right, I mean, I don't usually have the habit of like go and see the floor plans then go into the show flat. I just go straight in. Yeah, so honestly, when I went in, I didn't feel like, especially for the 2-bedroom, right, I didn't feel like it was very small. It was a 646 square feet. I mean, riding on what Jason mentioned earlier, the wall-to-wall distance is something that I am very impressed with. Because to give you perspective, I mean, we are in the industry, so we're very familiar with what is a 3.1, what is a 2.8, right? So for you to have a 3.1 meter 2-bedder, right, it's really a rarity because 3.1 meter could well be the wall-to-wall distance for a lot. In fact, most of the 3-bedder in the market. And then to make it worse for some of this development, their 3-bedder is only a 2.8 meter. Yeah. So while it is a 646 square feet, I feel that it is still a floor plan that is very livable for own stay.
When we talk about floor plan efficiency, I want to highlight this conserve house. Okay, so a bit of mixed feelings about this conserve because a lot of people is asking how come there's this random Upper Thomson Secondary School in my at home in my condo, because it feels very weird. But it was part of the regulations of the government when they say whoever who built this land, you must have to conserve this building. But what they did this time, right, is they put a 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom and 3-bedroom. So this floor plan, it's a bit more different from the other taller blocks. But my main number one favorite 3-bedroom floor plan is actually this 1259 type CC2, because I felt that this 3-bedroom, as you all know, my favorite is landscape living. In the Lentor, there is only Lentoria and Hillock that has landscape living rooms. Then the other options that you want is you have to remove the partition of one common room. But for this 3-bedroom at the conserve building, I really, really, really like it. I have my balcony, and then this balcony is just solely mine. It connects to all my rooms as well. And then of course the only comparison is that I have to be facing that soccer lawn, soccer court, that area. But I still love it. I think that this 3-bedroom, if it was down for me, I would really consider putting my money here. I felt that this conserve building, some people think it's a bit weird, but I feel that if you really are about opportunities, rarity of floor plans, right, this 3-bedroom is really an opportunity for you to look into. Because
there's a lot of people, right, that they went to see One Holland Village before, or like Avenue South. One Holland Village, they only have 2 bedrooms. Some with the roof terrace, so like 2 floors. And then for Avenue South, I think they have all the way up to 3. And I think we went to see before, like when I went to see to go and like see if we wanted to buy. No lah, we wanted to.
Oh, the night one. Oh yeah.
And then, but the layout is just very fixed. Yeah, and the kitchen is open concept, if I remember correctly. So there was very little that we can do because that one is a proper like heritage house that we had to conserve. But else this one, right, because it's a school, so it's already very rectangular. So everything is placed very well and you can still reconfigure how you want it to be. So I think this is really one of the better, like those newer concept of developments with the conserved buildings.
The expressway facing noise and that road going towards that Mandai area. So some consumers are worried that this expressway has a bit of noise. I understand I'm facing the greenery, but then I also have noise, right? And then of course the next question is, will there be a bit of jam during the peak hours of that smaller road? What do y'all think?
I think jam, no choice lah. Anywhere you go at 7 a.m. also
MRT.
jam one.
Actually, that's true. Everywhere I go also same.
At 7 a.m. everywhere also jam one.
Yeah. Then the expressway. Actually, expressway in exchange for view, it's not the first time we hear this. Because a lot of projects like that, Mayor Blue,
The entire
Alta.
East Coast is like that, ma.
Yeah, Lindenwood also. Yeah, so I think in exchange for a good view, that noise, even our setback is quite significant. So I think it's not going to be a major problem. Investors will still come in.
I mean, I don't want to say that it's not a major problem lah. I mean, it has to come from a question of, as buyer, are you buying for own stay or are you buying for investment? So if you are buying for investment, right, technically, if you are concerned about whether the expressway facing will affect your profitability, to answer that question, it will not. Because, I mean, if we look at the case of other projects such as Clermont, we can evidently see that, both the expressway facing as well as the HDB facing have quite similar profits. I mean, if I'm looking at the 3-bedder of Clermont, their profits are ranges near to more than $500,000, right? For both the expressway facing as well as the non-expressway facing. So in terms of profitability, I don't think it's an issue. But again, if we are saying that, you are buying for our own stay, then whether it's okay or not really depends on you as a buyer. Yeah, because I have clients who completely cannot take a single drop of noise. Then I'm sorry, this project might not be for you, because I even have clients who stay in non-expressway units and they find it noisy. But when they open the window, I was like, where's the noise? Yeah.
Here the
Then when
problem
I
is
listened
you.
carefully, then I was like, oh, okay. Like some projects, like for example, MRT Residences, Sims Urban Oasis, those are projects where there are two facings, right? Yeah. So it really goes back to, you have to ask yourself whether you and your family are okay with it. If it's not okay, then just move on to other projects,
Or you can get the other greenery facing, or like a
But if
facing.
a single pin drop also cannot, then,
Yeah, then you-
this project is really not for you.
And then the problem is you. Key.
How can you say that?
Okay, the number one question a lot of people are asking is that there are no school radius in 2km. What are your thoughts?
Is there like a...
So it's not gonna be a project with there's a school within this 1km. Okay, my personal
Not even 2km.
Not even 2km. Okay, my personal thought about this school thing is, I think actually just now, Amanda, your reaction wasn't like this. Your reaction was like, "My cam lah," isn't it?
It's supposed to be recorded.
but then I think what Amanda mentioned is correct. Okay, so for Springleaf, of course, we do have school. Okay, we are over the 2km.
It exposes too much of me.
But of course, even for example, Marina South, One Marina Garden, we are not within 2km of any schools as well. But then we will have schools within our area that you don't need a 2km, you still can ballot for these schools. Of course, it's not going to be like a popular school like CHIJ. It's not going to be like a premium top school, but you can still get your kid to register for schools in this region. But I think also what's important as an investor is that this project really ticks a lot of boxes. Like I think it ticks 9 out of 10 boxes, and the developers has already put into consideration that it's not within school radius. That's why the pricing is so so comparable. So I feel that as an investor, just because it doesn't have a school doesn't mean you cannot enter. It still means that you just enter and then you go into the benchmark pricing of this project, this district. Then you run into the average price of this district. So I feel it's still something that you can consider. You want school, you go Trump Park, you go Ori, then 3,000 PSF, you say expensive. Right, then you want to go Park Town, then you say Park Town, HDB saturated the rental prices. So there is no right product if you are looking at a certain budget. But I feel Springleaf is still okay to enter.
I mean, at the end of the day, it goes back to the buyer, right? If you really have a young kid in tow that is, due for primary school registration, and a good primary school matters to you, then this project is not suitable for you. But if you're just generally buying something for own stay, with the hope of gaining profits, or even just buying as an investment, then I really don't think. I think that it is very one-sided to just say that just because this project do not have a good school means that it is a big concern and it is a deal breaker. Yeah, because to say that is to say that those landed buyers who have bought into the land that is surrounding Springleaf is not smart. Yeah, to buy into an area without school. But yet, if you look into the landed properties that are in Springleaf, we do know that they are known to be one that, profits quite a bit. Yeah.
To conclude, own your investment. Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Investment.
Both. I feel price cheap, enter transformation. Okay. Not much elaboration on my side.
I think own stay cost, I like greenery lah. Investment cost, this is really the floor pricing.
Yeah.
And but I think we have to be picky about the unit that we are going for.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. So get your agent to
Or call us.
to run through which units that you should go for investment lah. I think this one is this one you have to be a bit more choosy. Not just anyhow buy.
Okay, Amanda, because it's not in Orchard.
In upper house or two.
Yeah, for me it's investment. I mean, if I'm buying purely for investment, I really will consider, because you're really buying at the price floor, but yet you have everything. You have your amenities, you have your MRT, and you have your Expressway that is right up the alley. So to me, investment is very clear. There's no doubt. Not for own stay, it's just personal preference. I don't prefer to stay in a place that is too quiet. Yeah, I prefer to have some life.
No GCBs for you.
Yeah, no GCBs for me. I'm not made for that life.
Okay.
Yeah.
Once again, thank you, Kairos, for sponsoring our venue. So this time we're doing it at the sofa set. So if you guys have any questions for consultation, interior design, please reach out to Kairos. The website is as attached, and then code YSROTI for free consultation and additional discount. See you guys. Okay, so that comes to the end of our episode. So if you guys are looking for more real estate inquiries, you guys want to reach out to us, please reach out to us. Our links, our numbers are as shown. And now, of course, stay tuned for our next video, and see you guys very soon. Bye bye.